Welcome. Welcome to 999 Show Live Art. Like and sub if you like my content. So where we left off yesterday was in the initial blocking the colors in for this painting. Now, the paint is actually not fully dry. It's just a little bit sticky, so we'll be coming in and doing some more on that. But first, we're going to start in on this canvas and do a scene very similar to this, but instead of on a on this red underpainting. So that's what we'll do. So without much further ado, let's get crack-a-lacking. Okay. All right. And so what we're using here today is golden paints. I need to get some more gel medium here. Fill up my container with some gel medium. When you use things like gel medium and glazing fluid in your paints, you can get acrylic paints to mimic oil painting. So we're just going to do some tapping in here. We're going to be tapping the color in. Is this a hair here? What is this? I guess it's not. And we're using all semi and transparent paints. That's what we're going to be using in this. I think I only have like one non-transparent paint here, and that is a primary magenta. It's the only heavy-bodied paint in this here. So the tapping, it does two things. It adds energy to the sky. We're going to just it adds energy and randomness. And so the randomness helps you to get this randomness of clouds and everything else. All right, I just ran out of nothing exciting happening here, but we'll see what happens. It's Monday night, 7:21. I'm just adding some more semi-transparent titanium white to the mix, and we're using all golden paints. And this here, it shows that it is semi-transparent. And this over here in this receptacle is gel medium. It will act in such a way that it'll slow down the drying process. Now, I will be using a hair dryer here in order to speed up some of the layers of the painting. Now, we will only be able to do so many layers of paint on this before we'll have to quit, because that's just the nature of it, because you don't want your paint turning to mud, and that's what happens if you rush things and you do too many layers. Everything will just mush together, and then you may have had all these intentions of building a good painting, but instead what happens is you get a bad painting. Nothing exciting happening here. It's just really a boring activity. It's a perfectly boring activity. It's about just bring this white down just a little bit more. And block the land in. So okay, all right. Let's do the edges. Okay, all right, Susie, let's get moving here. I'm gonna just dab this in on the edges, so it's got the clouds on the edges of the world. I better check and see if this stream is clear. What if the stream isn't clear? We might just stop and start over again. It could be all pixelated for all I know. Is it pixelated? Is that what's going on? Come on, mofo. All right. We're super close up now. Okay, it is working. Let's go. There we go. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna turn it down on the side. Bring it down. The red underpainting should help create a more complex color scheme, which is why I've decided what I used it, and to add to the dynamism of his dynamic nature. The end result effect can be, especially when you use an underpainting, is you can get a holographic like effect in as you look at the painting as it is on the wall, and you can see miles and miles and miles. You can get that 1,000-mile kind of a thing going on, looking at it for 1,000-mile stare, just sort of adding that on there. Before I'm going to switch to another painting here in just a second, but we're going to color block the I'm going to do another color block here and color block this in here, using a little bit of I'm going to color block it in. Lighten the colors up. I'm going to use this yellow. Let's kind of make a color here. I'm going to cream pastel it out a little bit by adding some white to it, or make it more of a mustardy effect. And I want the kind of the ground to be a bit more like this. Better not have it butt up against that other painting too much. We're just going to block this color in. That it doesn't look like anything now is nothing to be concerned about. Because paintings don't look like anything in the beginning. Just going to put this in here, give it some of the same texturing. I think I'm going to go after a different color. Well, no, I'll just put that on at the end. Try to go after like a Titan buff or something like that to put it in the background. I just want not very much land. That's what I want. And so I want this effect of having a big, giant sky. So like if you are taking a hike and you're walking up a hill, and the effect I'm trying to achieve here is you walk up and then you see a tree and a big giant sky and some open trees over there, and then far away in the distance a faraway mountain. That's what you will see at but the faraway mountain could be clouds too. It's either a faraway mountain or faraway clouds. That's the effect that we're going for. So it has a little bit of complexity. So if you have it on your wall, you can look at it and not necessarily get bored with it so fast. That's the beauty of painting. All right, gonna put that in here, and let's do some color blocking of a different color. I'm just gonna use up the rest of this yellow ochre. Use up some of that yellow ochre. I'm gonna a little bit of a break in between here and there. Kind of thin down that yellow ochre. Kind of makes it more like a Titan buff like color. So I'm going to put this in here. Kind of creams things out. paint the side. Don't want to forget about painting the side. That's an important thing. So we have roughly right here, this is land, and the rest is sky. When we run down the next layer of clouds, we will come up over this as well. I might want to go in and block in just a little bit of this green in here. And we're going to add that right into there. A little bit of the gel medium. Just a little bit of blocking, because there will be more layers. There will be more layers. We're just getting the basic structure of the image put in here. The basic structure. Some green on top of that yellow. In this painting session, we are going to finish one painting, but we will have two others that will be, we'll leave it unfinished. We're going to finish one painting completely, and so this is going to be like two projects here. This is just the color blocking, and it's not going to, that's all we're doing right now. Maybe we started this thing too early. Oh well, we started it when we started it. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to pull out another, and let's see where we're going to put it. I just need it to, a place where I can get it to dry a bit. No, I'm going to put this on the floor. Wait, I got a spot for it right here. I'm going to put it right there. Then we're going to come in here and pull this one out. And we're going to work on the foreground somewhat. I think I need a smaller brush. Let's just go switch over to a smaller brush. I guess I could use that watercolor brush, right? Nah, we're not going to use a watercolor brush. We will go and use some other liner brush of some kind. So we're just kind of looking through my brushes, looking for just the right tool for the job. Probably this one is the right tool for the job here. But there was another one that I was thinking about. Oh, that one? No. No, it's this one. I found it. I found the tool I'm looking for. It's right here. I got a couple of these like this, and we will going to be adding some blue in here like they're flowers. We'll just add the paint in right up on top of here. This is a magnesium hue blue. And again, we are thinning the paint down with some gel medium, making it We'll add just a little bit of water to my brush. Okay. I'm just going to put it in here like maybe there's like far away wildflowers or something like that. Just kind of adding some dimension to it, some dimensionality. Kind of mixing it in just a little bit. I might want to add some more. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too. I'm going to take some of this green. A little bit of this green here. This is a Liquitex brand green. And so I'm going to put that over here. Mix that blue in with it. This is still in the color blocking phase. If you've never worked with Golden products, you know that you can't go rush these products. You can't rush it. You can't do that. You have to give it the time it needs in order for each layer to dry. And whereas, let's say you take watercolors, you have to plan things a bit differently. So in watercolors, you can't go from dark to light, but whereas in acrylics, and I think somewhat in oil paintings, say, okay, well, I'm going to be here for a while. I'm planning a marathon painting session today, Mama Sushi, and thank you. Just going to block that in. Kind of, I think now I'm going to go get that Titan buff. I'm going to put some of that in here. But I think I want to build up I don't think I really like just how this is just like this. The shape of this kind of bothers me. And I know it'll just be completely annoying to me in the future. So we're going to do some alterations here. And I need another pigment that I didn't bring out yesterday. Not that one. Not that one. Come on, where's my Titan brush at? Titan buff. Titan buff. I saw it in here yesterday. I swear it's here. I guess we'll just have to make it then. Wait, there's this other color. I can use this. Alright. I found a color I can use. Okay, alright. Alright, so we will be adding in another color. This is pale umber. So it's like in your burnt, it's in kind of one of those brown tones. Pale umber. All right. Oh, that's because the Titan buff was on the floor. That's why it was here. That was the color I wanted. But this color is close enough. All right, here we go. And I'm going to come in. I'm going to put that in over here. Mix it down a bit. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe we have like a hillside, far away hillside over here. So this hillside isn't quite so moundish. Not so much of a mound. That's what we're kind of concerned about. Let's kind of bring that in here and unmound it. Unmound it. So we started this one with a green underpainting. A green underpainting. Got that far away green. I'm just gonna pop this in here now. Optically, it'll turn out fine. It's quiet here. It's kind of a light blue. The landscape almost looks like it's on fire. All right, I'm gonna pop out with my hair dryer here before I run the next layer on here when I need to do that. So I'm gonna mute the mic here so I don't blast your ears out. Welcome, welcome, Limbo, Ravana Limbo. Is that what it is? Welcome, welcome to my Monday evening painting session. We're doing multiple paintings tonight. We're going to be working on multiple projects because and I'm hoping I will finish one painting. This one is not going to be done tonight. It's just going to, I'm still in like a color blocking phase. I'm still blocking the colors in. That's what is still going on. So yeah. The sky is really good. I'm not ready to do anything else to the sky because it looks like, what I like about this effect here is it looks like you have some dark clouds coming in And then you got this patch of blue sky back in here. And I just might leave this. I think what I might do is add just a little bit of white up here. Thank you. I'm just still working on it. I'm still learning. Still learning how to do this. But we're kind of just blocking the colors in. That's kind of a just do the edges. You can't see the edges, can you? No. It's kind of like this far away hill. And then something else this far away over there, some mist. It's kind of a, you're on a hike and you're just coming up over the hill and you're just going to be coming right up on this meadow and some trees. I think the tree I'm going to use is going to come right up here. It's not going to be in the center. It's just going to be a little bit off to the side. And then there'll be some fir trees. And this one will be kind of like this kind of a tree here. It'll be a deciduous, maybe a maple or something like that. Maple tree, maybe an oak, but oaks are something like that. It could be either or. I'm not drawing the leaves in, but you could be either or. It could be like, I'm gonna just put some of this gel medium right directly onto the canvas here. It'll dry up clear. And there we go. Whatever I want is I want this to be lighter than this. That's kind of what we're going for as far as in its ultimate sense that kind of put this over here too, so there's a bit of an overlap. And I'm going to put this color in, sort of dab it in. Mix it with that gel medium. Kind of just around and about. Covering up some of that Zildjian crimson that's kind of in the front. We'll see everything just blend together optically. Blending together optically. That's the operative word here. We're blending things optically. Which is why we're taking our time. It can be a painstakingly slow process. And so you could like watch a live stream game action, or you can watch somebody live streaming painting and getting kind of the same effect of I'm going to put a little of this in here too. Around about. We'll just sort of texture it a bit. Ultimately, there's going to be like some bushes that are in here, some grasses, and some stuff like that. I'm just going to put it, just kind of dab this in, just a ever so slight amount of it. Just going to put that in here. Welcome, baby Saja. Welcome. Welcome to Monday Night Art. Just going to put this in here. I'm probably just going to leave this in like that color. But we'll see. See, when I look at it again tomorrow, I'll make up my mind tomorrow what exactly is going to happen here. All right, I think I'm going to change gears and do something totally different while I let this stuff all right, I'm gonna close this stuff up. I'm gonna let this stuff dry, and I'm gonna do something totally different here. And it's not totally different. It's still within the realm of what we're working on. But we're gonna make a box, a decorated box. That's what we're gonna work on next. So, for Essence of the Moon, this box is for you. All right, I need something here. Well, we don't need that yet. We just need to do some measurements here. Do some measurements. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to bend this thing around. So I'm going to make that box a 1/2 inch on the side, so it's got two sides at a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to make it 2.75 inches. Okay, so we're just going to map that out. And so it's total. The total is, I need a calculator. Do we have a calculator someplace? Handy? No. Okay, so what we got here, oh, welcome back. So right now I'm just letting those things dry while I make a box. And I just need to see how big this box is. So it's 2.75 times 2 times 2, which is 5.5 inches plus 1 inch. So it is 6.5 inches. So we're going to have, it's going to be 6. So we have an area of 6.5 inches, and then some carryover. Okay, all right. So how much extra space is there? So this is like a puzzle. 6.5 inches. So I'm going to use the whole thing. And so what I'm going to do is I need a pencil. Nobody's watching it now. All right, this is really boring. I get it. I really do get it. I understand how boring arts and craft projects can be. All right, I need a pencil. And I gotta sharpen this pencil down a bit. So we'll just show you the sharpening process. All right, I don't need to have this on here, but I don't want this to get on my paintings. So we're going to come in 2 inches, and that's where we're going to begin the folds on the box. Yeah. Here's the first here, and then here. So that was at 1.5 inches in, and we want to make sure that it's even across. 1.5, and then 2 over here. Okay. That looks like it's farther in than this other one. So have you ever made a box before? So this is going to be you can make like a tuck box, but I'm not making a tuck box. I'm going to use canvas pad to canvas pad. I feel like this whole thing is slanted. Does it feel slanted to you? I guess it's not. So what we're going to do is, yeah, okay, that's what, I'm going to decorate it too. So I'm going to fold it up and paint it up. And hopefully we can finish this project too today. So this is a multiple project night. Like that, coming in here like this, and then we are gonna go. It was 2.7. I think we can make it a little bit longer than 2.7. Let's go from here, and then do, because it's that's 2.5. I want to make sure it has plenty of space. We could go. No, we're gonna go to 2.75 inches. And do another fold. It just feels like it's on a slant. So it's going to be kind of more like a sleeve. 1/2 inch in. 1/2 inch. Half inch. Like that. And then out like that. Then we make some folds. At about the 90-minute mark, I'll probably get up and I'll probably get up pretty soon and stretch, because I'm planning on being on like 3 hours tonight. A 3-hour live stream. Hopefully I can get more than a half an hour of watch time out of it. Okay. All right, well, this is going to work out just perfect. And so we come back out, and that is that whole 2.75 inches from here. There was a stencil I need to find. So I guess I will be getting up here to go looking for a stencil. And then we have another fold there, and a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. Boy, I'm like cutting it close now. Mm-hmm. All right. I know there's easier ways to do this, but you know what? Sometimes easier is not as much fun as doing it in this fashion. This has come from here. Looks like I need to come and do this line. Looks like it's not right. It's right on that side, so there's a fold issue. Like that. Jesus, Billy, you're cutting this thing close. So, like with the painting, we're just kind of blocking in the shape. Blocking in the shape. And blocking in the shape, and we'll look at it here. And then it comes clear out over here, and it's got this big seam on it. So I think that that big seam needs to come in to from over here on this side. All right, Billy boy. Okay, so it's not exactly completely even, but let's see, how does it fit? Well, you know, it's paper. You can rework it, right? I think what we're going to do here is we are going to rework it just a tad bit. Oh, crappo! Fucko, fucko. Oh, shoot. I do not need water on my craft table like that. Oh, no. Oh. That's not something I need to happen. Crap, it's getting my artwork wet. That is not something I needed to happen. Crap. Shoot. Not. Okay. Man. Well, you came for a comedy and you got a tragedy. That's what happened here. Alright, let's see here. What have we got? I better put this thing. I don't want this a repeat of this disaster. Alright, well. Why didn't I think that that could be a possibility? Alright. Well, okay, I think we got something of it done. Those things are going to have to stay over there. Mm-hmm. There we go. Man, that sucks. That really sucks. I think I'm going to run the hairdryer over this Man, I get ruining some of my artwork. It's not meant to get wet like that. This thing's wet. Damn, it just whipped right up. Alright, I'm going to mute the mic and we are going to do some Jesus Christ. About this stuff. I'm sorry. That's kind of, was not planning on that. So that's like a complete unforeseen live accident. That here and here like that. I'll put this one back in here. I think I might just leave them off altogether actually. Put them over there. I'll take this painting and put it back up here. Okay. All right. Jesus. That's a close call. And these things got wet. Got this card wet. I didn't. These ones are waterproof, so that's okay. They're wet, all right. Well, it's gonna move those out of the way. Let's. Dang. I'll get up here. not expected. Go destroy your tarot cards and everything for what you're doing something you forgot you had water on the damn craft table. And okay, all right, now let's get back at this and do this what we were doing. I know it's boring. I get that. I get it that it's boring. This, and this one comes over here like that, and then it folds up like that, so it fits. It's got plenty to spare. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that lip off. Okay, that's what we're doing. And then we're going to start constructing this. I need to find a stencil. There was a stencil I wanted to use here. I don't know where it was. I forgot to. I got it here someplace. Hopefully it's in plain sight. Ah, hell, what difference does it make? There's no one here anyway. Okay, look at it like that. It's not a perfect edge. It's close to perfect. Okay, imperfections and all. Let's go mark what I think is going to be the front. Well, actually, what I think we'll do is we'll put this down, and so this is the bottom. The bottom of the front. And now let's see if I can find that stencil. My living workspace is extremely cluttered. I don't remember where I put that at, so I guess maybe we'll just have to freehand it then. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do a freehand design for this. Maybe we'll do it in watercolor. So this is, so that's the front and this is the back. Okay. And okay. Freehand, we'll do a watercolor. Shifting over to watercolor. Okay. Well, or not. Maybe I'll use fluid acrylics. That might be a better way to go. Essence of the moon. I wonder if I don't have those. Where I think I have those stencils handy. Maybe they are handy. Are they down in the bottom one now? Not in here. Maybe I have them in the bottom one. So what I got is I got a couple totes here full of my painting supplies and my art supplies, but I guess I don't have those stencils in there, and they should be in there. I don't know why I didn't put them in there. I'm gonna go over here. The stencils are just kind of, but you know what? there's a lot that can get wrong. You can get a lot wrong by using a stencil. So I think I want to do something that's more exacting. And yeah, I think that'll work better. Okay, we'll use an example over here. So, like some moon, kind of a moon sort of a plant, huh? Maybe it's kind of a, do a little sketch. And then that. And, kind of fits into the whole thing. And is it a tree? Is it something else? I don't know. What does a moon look like? Is it like a crescent moon, or maybe we'll just kind of draw a shape on here. Maybe it's like a full moon. Kind of move that around. Just a little sketch. All right, there we go. We'll work on the. No, I'm going to do something else here. So we have that, and then what I'm doing right now is I'm designing a box for some very special, a very special oracle card deck that I made, and we want to put some special numbers on it. 33. I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna hand print some. Menu. Agitate. That's a good word. I like that. Agitate. So we're gonna be very careful here, and we're gonna put some words down on here. Agitate. Agitate. We're just gonna be random with it. Token. T O K E. Token. Okay. Air. Re. Okay, that word's not on here. Read. Okay. Screwed that up, so we'll just have to do, have one word that's not on here. Oh, we got real. Ring. I'm going to try to bring this whole thing down a little bit here. If we can. I'm making a oracle card for a very special Oracle deck. I'm using words. Draw. There we go. D-R-A. Draw. Damn. All right. Well, we got draw. We'll put the word wolf. You know, it's not an exact thing. It doesn't have to be exact. This is not an exact thing. Wolf, draw, ring, read, agitate, air, token. Token. Put a sock in it. Carrot, attic. Shy, two, tone, narrate, towel, adverb, near, N, E, A, near. All right. Charade. That's a good word. There's good words in here. Impose. Cook. Pebble. Verb. Verb. Herb. If you're a witch. Herb is a good word, right? Rash, ash. Let's get a good word that starts with an R. Lawn, get off my lawn. Trace. There we go. T-R-A-C-E. It's not even, but that's okay. We are just going with the flow here. Thunder or canoe. Let's go with thunder. ERDNUHT. Thunder. Oh, you're back. Yeah. So your family gave them as gifts, and you never buy them, but yeah. Well, it's fun. It's fun. I made the yeah. This has been. I had a disaster, Mama Sushi. I spilled my water all over my craft table, and it got on some tarot cards, and it whipped right up some art pieces. But luckily, I was thinking fast. That T-H-A-T. No, we'll just find one or two more good words. One more good word. We're gonna. Oh, hoop. That's a great word. Hoop. Like your sacred hoop. Hoop. It's all like getting hope. And maybe it becomes hope, but one more word, and then we'll get with something that has a P in it or starts with a P. Ply, snowflake, measure, veil, valet, Please. Please. Poker. Cafeteria. Powder. Plot. Panda. Grab. Age. Rake. R-A-K-E. I was going to put in rake over here. Poker, maybe that's a word. Program or progress. Program. Nowhere on here does it have the word magic on it. Myth. Good word, myth. I did have an early dinner. I did a early dinner. I'm trying to go for 3 hours tonight. I'm not doing a Tools of Fortune reading tonight because I was kind of tired. Pedal, that's a good one. Linger. But I'm going to send you a painting, Mama Sushi, because of I decided that for all your hard work on moderating here. Maybe one of the decks too. I got a lot of these. I got a lot of. Yeah, well, I'm. Well, what I'm doing, Julianne, is I am working on a box. I'm making a box. Spoon. Is that a good word? Spoon. No. I'm making a box. I'm actually making a box while I am letting those other two paintings dry a bit. I'm letting them dry kind of natural. I have some layers drying and stone, blob, tuxedo, span. I went through the whole thing. I tried to get a word from each card, or not everyone. Par, part, plan. Maybe I should, instead of that, I will go with the word moon right over here. M-O-O-N, moon. Moon, okay. Noon, moon. Non. Okay, there we go. We got hoop and moon. Rodeo. That was on here. That was on here, wasn't it? Or maybe it wasn't. There we go. All right. So then I was going to do this little watercolor. I was trying to find my stencils, but I couldn't find them in any reasonably length of time. And so what we're going to do now is, let's see. I think I can go to the other paintings now. Yeah, let's do that. We'll come back. We'll come back to this because we have, I have 3 hours on these lights, and I make sure that I don't spill the water on the countertop again. And we are going to come back with, that one's a little bit too sticky. We'll go to this one over here. All right. Here we go. We're going to go round two. Round two on this one here. Round two. Round two, anyone? Okay, my paints are over here. This is 999 Show. Like and sub if you like the content. All right. Let's do another round on this brush here. Okay. There we go. I don't want to mix those colors up too much, so we're going to come in and we're going to make a color. We're going to use some blue and put just, I think I'm going to put a tad bit of this Azilron Crimson into it. And we're going to mix some white in there. Actually, let's go mix some of this gel medium into it first. You know, I saw 2 more rabbits today. 2 more rabbits out in the backyard. When I woke up, I saw, oh shit, there's 2 rabbits here. But it was funnier than it was like yesterday afternoon, and I saw that rabbit in the front yard, and then a squirrel chased it off. The squirrel chased it off, and it was kind of amazing. He says, hey, this is my yard. It's like, get off my lawn. So we're going to just kind of, we're going to tap that in. I think I want to go from a different angle on it so we can get a different energy here. Yep. Today my dinner came almost entirely out of the food bank. Except for the frozen green beans, everything I had came out of the food bank. And that's the tribal food bank that's just really close by. So we're going to put this on the side. It's always like a challenge, you know, you have, I find it like a very satisfying when you can cook something from, you know, you don't, well, I like to cook anyway. I like to cook, and so we're just going to put this on the edge here. The rude squirrel, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I know that they're not domestic because their ears were so much different. They were much smaller, because when I first saw it, I thought it was a squirrel. And then I thought, wait a minute, there's something wrong with that squirrel's ears. And I think, oh, it's not a squirrel, it's a rabbit. So yeah. There we go. More gel medium. Actually, I'm going to switch to glazing fluid now. Yeah, okay, switching to glazing fluid, which will slow down the drying process even more than gel medium will. I'm going to thin it out with that glazing fluid a lot more. I'm going to add some more glazing fluid to it. So glazing fluid instead of water. And this will help to mimic. We're mimicking oil paints. That's what we're doing here. We're mimicking oil paints and to get those brilliant color tones. Yep, there we go. Making sure that that red background stays in there, but actually it will be in there because it'll be in there optically. And then this zone, I think I want to make a different color in there, and I want to go back in. We're going to make that. This stuff is drying already. That fluorescent red is like a goner. I guess I'm just not going to load it up in here anymore. I'm not gonna do that. But we got enough on here that I can make the color that I want. And then it makes that lovely shade of lavender. Put some more of the blue in. Some magnesium hue blue. Let's just mix it down with all of this stuff. But luckily for me, I do have that fluorescent. I have that fluorescent red in a. I have it in one of these fluid acrylics, and so we'll just go get a drop of it, if I can get a drop of it out. Just need a single drop. Oh, Billy boy, we're not gonna do that. Okay. I gotta like take the whole lid off. That's what I gotta do. That's what it says I gotta do. So we'll just kind of go in here, and I'm gonna grab a tiny drop of this stuff. I'm gonna mix it in and get that color. Then we're gonna thin it way out. We're gonna use it thinned way out. Oh, look, it's a color match over there in that other kind. I used it before. Okay, I'm going to put it in here. And just clear out to the side. I want to make it seem like it could be a faraway mountain. Put it in here a little bit. Just work it into the system. Work it in. It's a mist. It's a bank of clouds. Or it is a faraway mountain. You don't know. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, let's go come in from here. We're going to add into that just a little bit of this magenta. I want to darken it up a bit more. This brush seems like it has seen better days. I guess one of the experiments I should do is do a painting all from complementary colors instead of using primaries, which I do have some prime, but in those Amsterdam series of paints to do a practice painting like that, I don't have very many complementary colors, so we'll just have to go through and make them. And kind of texture it out a bit here. More of that bump, bump, bump motion. Somebody's shooting guns in the background. Guns are going off. You know, it's funny, the heavy-bodied paints that the heavy-bodied paints dry faster than these semi-transparents do. Oh, it's Kirk. Welcome. So, Kirk, I have been using some of your supplies that you sent me. So this here was one of the art supplies you sent me. The canvas. That one. This over here is from that box of art supplies you sent me. And I'm going to go set this aside and let it dry, and we're going to start back in on the other painting. And this one here, from the art supplies. So I just wanted to, he wanted you to know that I'm using this stuff. I'm going to come and do some hair drying here. A bit of hair drying here, just to dry this up before I start doing it again. And I did get that replacement phone. I haven't turned it on yet because I need to go copy the SIM card. But I discovered, Kirk, that on this phone that I'm using right now, that the 3.5 millimeter jack doesn't work anymore. It's either got something stuck in there, but I can't plug when I plug a plug in there, it doesn't work. So I can't do a outdoor live stream until I get that other phone online. But anyway, I'm going to. Do you think it's just lint? Okay, so I need a toothpick to go. I couldn't see it in there, but that must be what it is. I'm going to turn on the. I'm going to mute this thing and give it a whirl here. Well, thank you. It's getting there. I'm gonna do a little bit more in the sky, just a little bit more up here. I don't really want to do anything in this region, and then we're gonna do a little bit down here, so where the sky and the ground match then and that's will be that. So I kind of want to get this effect of having it all blend in there, to blend it in together, and then I'm going to start building that the foreground. So I got about 90 minutes left on these lights, but I do have some backup lights. So then if I go into the backup lights, then we will be pushing past that 3-hour mark. Which actually, oh shit, I forgot to clean this brush last night. Man, I just been all, my hat's off to Alexis Milner, who has gone for what, 30 days, went live, did a 3+ hour live stream every day for a month, and now is down to 6 days a week. So let's go in here just a little bit with this shape. I don't want to do too much because I like that grayish tone that there is there. I'm going to do this on this edge here. And just a little bit here, kind of a little bit there. It's like a mist. Maybe we're coming up over here with this other color. I'm going to put that in there so it has some multi-tones in it. So it's not just a solid color. It's 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not going to go to 6 a.m., but I'm going to go. I will go. I'm going to try to. I wanted to go 3 hours tonight. I do have 3 hours worth of stuff to do because I got that box that I need to finish doing, and coming down here just a little bit here, how it blends in there like that. See, this makes it looks a little bit more real. I'm going to leave the coloration of this like that in the background. We have a little bit of a mist over it. That's good. That's good. And I want to add a little bit more, just the tiniest drop of that. Let's put a little bit of something in there, a little bit of this blue. That's a lot more than a little. I'm going to thin it down a lot here. Go. A little bit goes a long ways. Welcome, Hazel. Welcome. All right. Okay, well, let's just gonna put in a little bit of this here. Kind of move it up over there. A little bit of a blending. Some different shapes. Some different colors and shapes in here. Come back over it with this. And we're going to just blend that in. Blend it in. There it is. I like it. I like it. I really, really like it. Okay, I don't want to do any more because I'm going to ruin it. Okay. Yeah, painting is good for you. It's a good therapeutic activity. All right, we are, I think, all right, we're going to have to make a decision here. We got to make a decision here now. Making music with the brush, yeah. We got to make a decision. And the decision we are making, I'm going to go grab the red with where that tree goes. I think that I'm ready. Well, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to put the block the first tree in. It's going to be the it's going to be a like a clean the brushes, huh? Yeah. Well, I had a disaster earlier, Kirk, and I spilled water on the table. And I got, luckily I had that hair dryer handy because, you know, it just soaked right up into watercolors that I had in the background. Got over everything, and so now we are committed. We're committed to leaving this. We're at this stage now where we do this. We're committed. We're committed to it. You know, I just have I like, actually I like, I don't have a favorite tree actually. I don't actually, but I kind of, these kind, like the kind that I did here are, this kind is, I'm going to do one that's like this one, kind of, and they're a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to go in and with this red, I'm going to go in and make the, block the tree in with the red. I don't want to get it on the painting at all. So it's going to come in, I think it's going to be right here. I think I'll start up on the top. Sitali. Okay, that was Sitali. That was your name. I'm going to start up here to like a top branch. It's going to come on down. Part of the whole big trunk, and it's going to come clear down to here. I think it'll come all the way down to clear off the page. I think it's going to be one of those kind. It's going to be clear off the page kind of a thing. All right. What do you want? I'm going for, I'll show my face here in a few minutes. I showed my face last night. So we're going to put it, just blocking this in. And that's the trunk of it. This is the main spire of it in red. And then we'll come back over it and build the tree up into other colors. Happy trees. That's what we're working on here, is happy trees. A little bit of a fork over here. Maybe it comes clear out over there. Off over to the edge. Mexico, huh? Mexico. All right. Some more here, a little bit more thickness. This here, a bit more over the edge like that. Coming up here. I love this color. Color red, I think, is one of my favorite colors. We'll come up over here like that. I just take up the whole part of the sky. And then we'll put some fir trees in the background. One or two. So it's kind of like you're going on a hike. And so what this effect, I believe you will have a nice effect here when we do this, when we go in. And so it'll have like, this is like the light that'll come wrapping around the edges of the tree. You know, we want to, each year we're trying to do different things. Make it seem like you're actually improving. Trying different things and that. We're just going to just hang out like that. Just blocking the colors in. We'll be coming right over this again with a different color. I might go up a shade like to that burnt umber I have. And I do have some burnt umber in fluid acrylics as well. I know for me, I'm looking at this and it looks as though that against the backdrop of the clouds, like the clouds are moving. The effect that the clouds are moving, and that's actually pretty cool. I don't know, does it look like that to you? bring this out a little bit like that's fine. Am I going to have any other branches here? Mm-hmm. My mother's watching Frasier. Started watching that movie or that show, Heartland, last night. I like that show. I know that Kirk doesn't like the show. Oh, yeah, I have to say like and sub on it. Yeah. I should say that. And I'm gonna get up in a minute and I will show you my face and I'll get up, but I'm just gonna leave the camera on and I've been sitting down for almost 2 hours. I need to get up in a bit. Maybe go use the restroom or something. I don't know. I don't need to do that. Need some water. A little bit more over here. And I'll let this dry a bit. All right, I'm gonna sit and let this thing dry. We're gonna move to, what are we gonna do next here? I'm gonna take this off. I think we're gonna go back to this one and we're gonna work. Oh, but that's right, Hazel wanted to see my face. Okay. All right, Hazel, I'm gonna show you my face. Can I get a goofy enough face here? Okay, so there's my face. It was awfully close. All right. Let's do some more. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Work on, oh, I know what I need. I needed to work on that edge. That was the edge I needed to work on next. So yeah. Going back in. So we're doing multiple paintings here. We're doing, this is a multi-painting session. A marathon painting session. That's what we're doing here, Hazel. Or Sitali. Sitali, is that what it was, Sitali? All right, I'm coming up down here and I'm going to be painting the tree that's on this edge. Okay, comes in that, kind of wrap around here just a little bit. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's here. Yeah, I know. I'm going to. From a little 10-year-old, huh? Is that what I'm doing? Taking orders? Well, sometimes people want to see a face, and I get that occasionally, and sometimes they want to know what the, put a face to the, I show my face on my videos a lot. I mean, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to get up in the stretch in here just a minute. I probably want to you know. It's not Mama Sushi. It's on the ground floor. There is no attic. So this is a single layer. There is an attic that has stuff in it, insulation and stuff. It's not. I need to clean the darn thing up. As my childhood friend has said, he gets kind of triggered when he comes into my house. So I kind of wonder what. No, I don't. That's okay. I don't. That's not. You can. My childhood friend, and I wonder what his wife is like. But then his wife is always working, so if she's a cluttered person, I never asked him that, before. That's just here. It's not. Just gonna put this in here. Get some darker shades in it. It's not perfect, but it's kind of on the edge, and maybe it's just sort of kind of bring it on down. Hmm. I don't know what time I'm going to stream tomorrow. I am probably going to stream in the middle of the afternoon. I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight, and then because I'm going to be streaming on my back on my other channel tomorrow night, and so yeah, it'll probably be in the middle of the afternoon. And I might do something else besides painting. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll make up my mind in the morning. It's just on the edge. Uh-oh. Working on the tree trunk here. Good night, Hazel. Have a maybe what I'll do is I'll live stream me pitting cherries tomorrow. Or maybe when I get done here, I'll go pit the cherries while I'm watching Heartland. Something like that. Building in the layers here. Go watch an episode of. I kind of like that show. It's been a couple of years since I last seen it. But you got that whole when I had like Lucky on, and he talked about his mom being a horse whisperer. That was pretty fascinating. I'll just put this in here. They don't have to be the same color, do they? No, they don't have to be the same color. And, kind of put that in there. But I do need to. Good night. Good night, Kurt. That's the wrong night anyway. So you think it's lent in the jack, and that's why it's not working. Okay. How do I get the lint out of the jack? I looked it in there. Try to make this blend together here. Kind of blend over. Looking on the edge of the world. The detail work, huh? The details of painting. Okay, we're going to move to a different brush. I guess we could use that one. I think I really should like to use a liner brush. Yeah, let's go for a liner brush. That's a liner brush. Put the green in it. Get it to be consistent with the rest of the thing. All right. I can't say that Bob Ross line beat the hell out of that brush. Because he used big brushes in his paintings. You gotta beat the hell out of that brush. I really want to watch that series, Fallen Skies, again. Remember, it's just like it's not on the free list, and the whole thing costs like what, $50. I did remember when I watched it when I was working graveyard at the casino, and on that is a cocktail server, and I watched it over well, no, I started watching it in a work week, and then I finished it on my day, because I think my days off were Wednesday and Thursday then, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't quite remember. And I watched it on a whole weekend, and and when I started work, I was just like completely bug-eyed, and And I didn't know what was real and what was not real because I had spent so much time in that show. Some lumps of moss. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do too much more on it, or especially over here, because this paint's not dry, so I gotta let that paint dry a bit before I do anything else on it. So, but some clumps of moss. Do you do like realism, Mama Sushi, when you're in your paintings, or can you like reproduce photographs? There we go. I'm gonna leave those just like that. These are like some old dead limbs. Maybe I'm going to, yeah. She never tried to reproduce anything. Well, I can't, to do photographs, to do stuff that looks like photographs, I do know that I'm going to do like a limb that's coming straight up. Because I see that in a lot of trees, even trees in my backyard. So it's got like a, coming, growing out, and I'm going to put some, alright, I do need to go stretch a bit here. Let's do the time warp again. I have that film, but I haven't. I used to watch. I used to have it memorized. I remember when I first started memorizing it, and it was on. I was on like often, and I would watch. I would do all the dances and sing all the songs and everything. This has got like a clump of gel medium that's dried up hard. Hmm. So then you do just mostly abstract stuff, or just stuff that you make up. Abstract. Yeah, certainly. I like to see that. So it's got like a little tree that has grown up from that old dead limb. So who knows how tall this tree is. Come in here. Now it's getting that watercolor effect of like. Okay, well, that'll have to have a second coat on that. Okay. I don't know if I want to put any more of that primary yellow in there because it's. You're impatient with the layers. Well, and just get yourself a set of. If you ever make it over to McMinnville, go to Merry Artist. I know McMinnville's a long ways away for you. And Merry Artist has their paints and stuff on sale in like September. Hold on, I gotta go. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. What's going on, Mom? All right. It's dark now. Chloe, welcome. Welcome. And in a few minutes, I'm going to have to step away and do some of my duties to help my mom get ready to go to bed. But I'm just going to leave this on, providing the. Oh, how much? I guess I'm going to have to plug the phone in. I have to do that. Okay. I didn't even think about that. So I'm going to put this one aside. And we're going to go. Because I've been on for 2 hours. And come back to this one. Okay. And then we're going to come back to this one here. All right. Come back to this one. Okay. I need to do this now. We have to plug the phone in. I'm going over to Salem on Wednesday. Then I'm going to have to make my way all the way over to that Target so I can have my SIM card. Copied. Because I have a new phone. I've the last time I had the SIM, and the SIM card that I have in it is was new in 2016, I think. I think that's what it was. It was new in 2016. Okay. I got to get this thing here without it falling. There we go. I'm getting things unplugged. So yeah. The SIM card needs to be changed out. I suppose I could activate that phone. I need to figure out how to transfer the files over. Like some of the files. I'm not going to get rid of this phone. I'm just going to become okay, we are going to now we got to make another decision as far as some colors that we're going to do here. This here is transparent bone black. So I think the decision we're going to make is we're going to go with I'm going to put a layer of yellow ochre down on it. Yellow ochre, I think. And then I'm going to put that down on it, and then we're going to have to let it dry. We'll go back to that other painting, maybe. Or go back to the, well, actually, no. Yeah, because I've always wanted to do like, God, I always wanted to do like a live stream like how Tropical Empress Spirit does, you know, like one of those ones that lasts like 8 hours or something like that. Or a 5-hour live stream. I might do that tonight. Let me see if this is, oh, it's usable. Okay. I'm going to thin it down with this glazing fluid. Come on. Come on, let's get this out of here. Well, Chloe, for the most part, I usually just paint on paper. Now, however, I do sell some paintings. I usually paint everything in this form here, like this is a greeting card blank. This one's mine, and then I sell these hand-painted cards. And I generally will do those things a little bit closer to Christmas time. Like here's one of them here. This is from one of my last year's designs. Yeah, I don't want to do digital art. These aren't copies either. These are all originals. And so this is like one I did at Christmas time. So you have like this, Santa Claus container ship that's traveling across, carrying all the goods from the manufacturing ports, Shanghai to America or wherever, bringing Santa Claus's goodies across the ocean. And this is I like this design, so I'm going to do some more of these. These designs, however, it takes a little while to do them. and so I don't do that many of them because it takes a while. Maybe this is another one of the designs like that, and this one was watercolor and fluid acrylics, and so it went a little faster. So we'll see. I haven't. I'm gonna make my I'm gonna start my Christmas card designs in September. And that's when I'll start working on those. So I don't have. I'm probably gonna do some of them more like this, some more tarot art ones. But I have sold a couple of those. Oh, there's that book that I was looking for. And so this is another one. Yeah, I showed this design, but this is with a watercolor and the fluid acrylics. So they kind of go, yeah, something like that. So that's kind of, because the little things, because I don't think my art fair is going to be meeting this year at all, and so because the main building in where at the Coastal Hills Art Fair, the building is. So I guess there was a deer out in the yard nibbling on some of the pear trees right now. I was informed. I did, as long as they're not nibbling on my garden, which they probably are, because I put some deer repellent on my some of my garden, and hopefully the deer repellent works. So we're gonna start with this color down, the layers. When I first started painting, I didn't do layers. I just used that heavy body paint. But I should sell digital forms, yeah. Well, you know what? I need a partner is what I need, Mama Sushi. I probably need someone that, because I have more work than what a single person can do. So I often thought it would be completely advantageous it'd be an advantage to marry somebody who was Grand Ronde tribal. I mean, one of my uncles, he married a Grand Ronde tribal, and after she passed away, he was had He gets his health care for free from that. He doesn't get too many. He doesn't get a lot. He doesn't get the elder benefits like the cash. You know, the if you're Grand Ronde Tribal and um, you you know you kids that are there's the 21 money. I think that for their 21 money, I think it's like 100 grand is what they get for the 21 years olds. People who are married into the tribe, they don't get that, but their children do, providing they're not too the blood quorum's not too dilute. Then when they turn 55, they get elder benefits, and but where the spouses of people of Grand Ronde Tribal is there's a whole bunch of then you can get work on that campus, that Grand Ronde, the tribal campus, which those jobs are not open to non-tribal members unless they're married to somebody who's tribal. But like I say, if I were a different type of person, I could would if I was a different type of person, I would be thinking along those lines of wanting to the advantages of being uh-oh, that light burned out. So I gotta change the light out. I don't have a shoe on. Okay. That is that. I think we can probably use this one over here. This is an older light that's starting to wear out. There we go. All right, now we're back in business. Back in business. All right, let's go take that. I probably should put those other camera lights into play. My backups. You can do the whole charge through, have them on and have them plugged in. I don't have enough outlets to do that. But one of the things I want to know is if I can plug, because I have a 2-channel mixer. If I can plug that right directly, and then put a microphone on it. Because I got some better microphones actually. Condenser micro. I have one of the microphones I have is a USB mic, and it needs a stand that's like completely separate from, because when you hit if I put it on the table and I hit the table, you can hear that noise vibrating all the way through that microphone. So it's like, okay, I discovered that way too late. I think I would have returned the item if I had known that, if I had known about all that stuff, in advance. But we are doing the layers. Hmm. But yeah, that sometimes think about that it would, what kind of an economic advantage that would be to marry somebody who was Grand Ron tribal. I probably shouldn't talk that way. But I hadn't really met anybody there that I would want to get married to. So when I was first working at the casino, there were people who tried to set me up. Oh, they were trying to do that. So we got that. Second layer of color on this tree. Well, and everybody that I did meet was like impossibly too young. But not too young if you were in the Philippines. not too young for Not too young if you're go to the Philippines, but the United States is not the Philippines. Of course, everybody I know who did do that and marry somebody 30 years younger than them from the Philippines, those marriages sometimes were just disasters. They were disasters. I don't want to involve myself in that kind of a chaos. That's too much chaos. Couldn't handle that chaos. I mean, an uncle from not an uncle, one of my cousins in Sweden. The chaos that he had when he married somebody, a lady from Thailand, and who was what, like 20 years younger than he was, or 15 or 20 years, and that was that was something else. I mean, as soon as she got the Swedish citizenship, she divorced him when he was like 65 years old. And he got cut off from his stepkids and everything else. And that's what happens all the time. You're with somebody, and then when it's the mail order bride kind of a thing, you end up. That's why it's all illusion. Any man that thinks that something like that's going to work out. I mean, I think they're just nuts, deluded, you know. They're following the wrong head while they're hmm. So what, there's 4 people on watching right now. Okay, how is this? I think I need to go do some hair blow drying before I can go run another color layer on that. I'm going to come and do a darker color next. Okay. I can't do the hair dryer. All right. I guess we're not. We can only do so many layers then. Okay, we're gonna do something else because I have my phone plugged in, so we're not doing those layers. Let's see what it is that Mama Sushi tagged me in. It is Mama Sushi. I don't know if I can find that from. See if I can find your channel on by searching for it. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Because I know you tagged me in one of your this tablet doesn't have chat access, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. So let's just go back to that. Okay. All right, I am going to, again, we're going to do something here. We're going to do something. All right, let's do some background trees, I think. Off over here. Like some spires, maybe we'll use the dark, some black. Let's mix it in with this color too. Okay. To go make some decisions again. Gonna make some decisions. And okay, let's just do it over here. Hope that I didn't screw this up. It's what I'm always worried about doing, that if I do this, that we screw things up. And maybe another one. This one's a little taller. Let's go over here. We want to use some brownish color to that. Another one here that is even taller. It's going to come clear down to here. All the way down here like that. It's to get some perspective. There. Can't seem to do a straight line. There. There. Maybe something that's like way off there in the distance. Maybe another one clear over here. Like that. There we go. All right. Maybe this one should be taller. Maybe it's like a snag. Sometimes it's nice to have these old snags here. I think that's what I'll do with this one. Make it an old snag. It's an old burned out tree. Up higher, taller. Not as tall as the other one. Okay. Go. Maybe another one over here. It's way off there in the distance. Just a tiny thing. Okay. It's like I'm in a meditative state right now. Meditative silence. We'll let that dry. Have some accent points on it. This one over here comes next. I need some green. It's too wet. Got some green here. Let's just go add some green to there. No, that's not green. That's green is over here. Some hookers green. Just a little bit. Well, what do you know? Wait. The one that I had was the one that was burned out. This is the one I put into play almost a year ago. Okay. All right. I'm adding it in here, just a little bit of it. This isn't exactly how trees look. So if you look at like evergreen trees, the branches actually go up. This is just how they look. Painting them how they look is not actually painting them accurately. Far away trees. Hmm. Mm-hmm. It's the detail work that takes the most amount of time. But it's important to fill in the scene. Hmm. I don't like that. I don't like the texture I'm getting there. The color. I want to build it, make it darker green. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hmm. Maybe we'll take this and make it longer, taller. Mm-hmm. Well, this is like the longest painting session I've done in a while. Okay, we're gonna come in here and I'm gonna do a different design on this one. lay the color in like this. It's these things, putting them in there is how you can end up ruining a painting. Is really perfectly good. It's when you start building the foreground. That's the point of time. Because you make a false move, and you make a false move, and it's not forgiving. This is the stage when everything you do is not forgiving. It won't forgive you. And this is the point when you may end up having to throw the whole thing away. I have a couple of paintings like that were just all wrong, and I realized that it was all wrong, and so it's like, what do I do with it? I can show you those mistakes here. I'll get up, and I need to go. I'll be right back anyways. I'll be back in just a second here. Maybe what we'll do is I wonder if will I get copyright striked if I do something like that? Put within the context of this a video that I've. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try that. I'm just gonna put that on here like that for a minute. I'm gonna get up and go do something else. This is some of my own paintings. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. Does it work that way? Can I auto rotate this thing? And come in like that? Will that work? No, of course not. Of course it won't work. That's okay. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I should just turn the sound on, right? And so I did that through here. It took me, at first I thought I was gonna have to scrap the whole painting, but in the last few days I was able to. I started over. I like to sketch 3 of swords with fluid acrylics. This is fluorescent chartreuse, and in here, very subtle, is fluorescent pink. Now this one, I did it in 3 parts. I especially like the sky, and I like the energy in the water. It took me a little while to craft it, because when I laid the color out the first time, it all came out kind of wrong, and so I spent 3 painting sessions live working on this, but in between each of those sessions I did multiple layers on my own time. But one of the things that I really was trying to achieve in this one was changing colors optically. So for instance, up here, this is just layers of red and blue. Layers of red and blue to get this purpley tone. And the oranges, except for this bright orange here, all the oranges except for the bright, was created by painting layers upon layers of transparent yellow and transparent red. And so I did that through here. It took me, at first I thought I was going to have to scrap the whole painting, but in the last few days I was able to craft this into what you see here today. And so it is a masterpiece for April anyways. And unfortunately I'm going to have to say goodbye to it. It is going away. I'm very sad to see it leave. So this is two little guys in a motorboat motoring off into the deep. And then there's this one. I think I did this one in a live stream as well, but I'm not positive. I did the first part and then I finished the rest of it on my own, I think, if I remember right. I will, in each of these, I will put a card to reference where these are in my live stream, so you don't have to go hunting. Anyways, I like the water, and because water is really hard to paint. I've been struggling with water for years, and I think this is one here is a really good job, as is the one the painting that's going by. And as I may have mentioned in another one of these, that this was modeled after, in one sense, it was kind of sort of, yes, modeled after this painting by Leonid Afranor, the color-wise and so forth, but I like these colors anyway. And one of the things I especially like about this painting is just the energy in the sky. And it really reminds me of like a sci-fi series. A sci-fi where, you know, they're coming up on a ring planet and you see the rings, or they're on another planet and there's a ring planet that sets, and you're looking out over the horizon, watching this ring planet set in the distance. And generally in those sci-fis, the ring planet is huge because you are on like one of the moons or so forth. But anyways, two little guys in a sailboat, just having a nice evening, gliding through the air. Anyway, that's it for April. I might do another one of these recaps before the end of the month, but it's probably likely not. So thank you for supporting my channel, 999 Show. Subscribes are greatly appreciated. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, I'm back. So we had take a little break. I guess we can do that. I can play my own videos here. There we go. Play my own videos here. Let's see. Prop that up on the on there like that. We get so I've been on for like 3 hours now. And I took just my first break. All right. I liking the scene. I need to take a look at it from afar and see how it's doing. You're looking at it from a distance. You kind of know where it's coming. Fill in the scene just a little bit. Yeah, actually, that's pretty cool. I like how alive the sky is with all those layers of colors down in there. And it almost looks like the sky, the clouds are moving. There's a mist. There's a mist back in here. And is this a mountain back here, or is this like clouds? I don't know what it is. It's got kind of blending into the sky. And then, so it's like this was an area that had been clear cut before, and you've come into it. You can't quite see past over here. I mean, that's good. And then we're just going to do as many layers I can before, because that paint's still pretty wet. So we're just going to work over here a little bit more. And maybe I'm going to leave that like a snag, or maybe it's kind of like a partial snag, like it has some limbs growing on it, but maybe a wildfire came through and it just burned it up the side, and only some of the branches are there. I think I might do something like that because that makes it kind of cool. But I wanted to show you some of those painting mistakes because I have some of them over here that I made about a year ago, and haven't been able to fix them. So these are what I'm showing here. Here is some of these painting mistakes. Like this is one from last year. The tree sucks. It's there's this thing here. I was like trying to make the beach look like the waves were coming in. That doesn't work. But what's the suck part about this is, I almost felt like I was going to fall over, is that this landmass here is too far up this way. If I were to do it again, it needs to be less far out and then coming down like about here. So this is too far up, and so it's out of balance. And so that's this one. So this is a total mistake. And I got into it, and there was no way to fix it. So this is one of those things, there's no way to fix it kind of a mistake. And then this one, I probably could fix this mistake, but I got into it and I'm thinking, I really don't like it. And I got that far in, I was doing, but I liked the sunset of it. The coloring of it is too something. It's just something else. I just don't like it. So it's the question is, what do I do with it? Now, I had thought about, what do you do? What do you do with these mistakes? And so, Chloe asked, what do I do with the paintings when I'm done? Well, sometimes they just sit around for a couple of years. Actually, a lot of them, they're in boxes and storage, and then I just need to find a home for the old pieces. I don't know if I can find a home for them because, my style has progressed since then. I don't know. Let's see how much of my phone has tried and plugged in. I think I'm just going to be on for about a little while longer, and then I'll have to quit because I've been on for 3 hours now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I started at started at 10:30? No, I started at 9. It's 7:30 is when I started. Okay. I'm starting to get tired. Let's just thin that down with some water. We'll add some of this glazing fluid to it. Maybe this makes a good snag. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do as a snag. And so what we got here is, all right, we're going to be making some decisions here. We do this, we're committed. Okay. Uh-oh. That paint is too... Shoot, I wonder if I can take it off. I can. I can lift it right off. Oh. Oh my goodness, that's a close one. But I want to use some paint, okay. All right. I don't know. I'm almost thinking I should stop. That I should stop right now and think about it. Okay, I'm not gonna do any more over here, but I think we're gonna come in and do a we're gonna put some of this paint in here, another layer onto here. Just bringing the layers up to get this thing to stand out a bit. Starting to get hungry. Playing the patience game. Oh, I love YouTube so much. I love doing YouTube. Sometimes, though, it's frustrating. Just building the colors up. I'm gonna add some more. I think I might just dip it right out of the damn bottle. I think I'm gonna do it that way. This is a 999 show. Like and sub if you like my content. I do a variety show. In the summer times, I do a lot of art. Coming into the winter, I'm gonna be doing more talk. If I can get everything to work according to plan, in September, October, I'm gonna start having call-in talk shows on occasion. I don't know. I don't have the logistics of that down, but that is something that I want to do on this channel. Talk about a lot of things, anything but politics. Kind of darkening this up a bit. Kind of slowly bringing the layers up. At this point in time, this is the third layer of color on this tree here, this object. Oh, my shaky hand is making this thing look more organic. Cool. This next Saturday, I'm having Lucky Stone 888 on to continue our conversation about animal consciousness and whispering, like horse or animal whispering. Had a nice conversation on Saturday about that. Okay, that branch looks mangled. Well, we'll see about it. We can salvage it. What's that outside? Something banging against the window or something. So what I'm dipping into, this is a fluid acrylic. So it's like some place in like a halfway zone between, it's halfway between like it could be like actually an acrylic ink. You could use it like that. Like a watercolor, acrylic watercolor. If there is such a thing. And there's my sister calling. When I get done with this, I'm going to have to do some exercising. My body's kind of stiff. But I'm hungry. It's getting hungry. So what do you guys think of it so far? Oh, all right. I can't wait to do another Tools of Fortune reading. I'm not going to do it tonight. So I'm streaming content on Tools of Fortune. For the rest of July, I'm going to do Tuesday through Saturday, live streams around midnight, anywhere between midnight and like 2 or 3 a.m., depending on how many customers I get. And no, they're not customers. They're just people coming in asking for guidance. What is that noise against the window? What do you think of the layers? 3 layers here so far. Still a little bit see-through here. Trying to get it textured so it looks like bark. I also want that red, to keep some of that red in there so it makes it look as though the light is just wrapping around it. The light is coming behind you, a little bit in front of you. Okay, that light burned out. All right, we're in business again. go. We're back in business. Mm-hmm. If I put blue on there, it's going to look gray, so I'm not going to do that. Sticky, sticky, which means I can do sticky. It's not drying fast enough. I can do one more layer, I think, and then we're going to call it quits. I'm going to put just a little bit of black in it. Just a little bit of black, or I might take some of that green. I think I would rather go up, bring it up a notch by going in with that green. I'm going to take this Hawker's green and I'm going to mix it down with something else, make it more fluid. Okay. I'm going to take some of this glazing fluid, gloss glazing fluid, and mix it down in with this green, a little bit here. I have another fluid I could use too. I forgot about this stuff. This is a high flow. So this would be it thin like that other stuff. I'll mix in a little bit of water. So I'm going to mix this color in. Mix it pretty well in. And start using that. Lay it on the surface. So it's just kind of like, you think of it like a toned down brown. Green is, I mean, brown comes from green. I'm gonna use some of that, this high flow glazing, this fluid here. All right. Have I used it at all yet? Does it still have the seal on it? No, I've used it once. Whatever you do, brush, don't roll off onto the painting. I'm not ready to lose all the work I've done on this painting so far. Okay. What have I spent on it? Like 5 hours on it so far? I worked on it yesterday. I think 4 hours. I have 4 hours of work in this painting so far. Okay. So I'm going to put it in here. It's just going to dry. It'll be interesting to see how it dries. I think I want to add a little of this bone black to it. A little bit in here. Get it to texture it out. Probably what I should do is instead add some of this Azul Crimson to it instead of the black, because that'll give it more of it'll darken it up a bit. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. See how that's working down here. I'm just mixing it right on the painting. You know what I should do is I should just lower the camera down. Why don't I do that? So you can maybe get a better idea of what I'm doing. If you're interested. I don't know if you're interested or not. I'm going to lower the whole thing down. Oh. It's kind of flowing away now. Okay. There we are. Might be able to see it just a bit better, closer up. So we're just kind of putting bits and pieces of color. I'm using two colors here. I'm using I made a fluid green and we're just going to come in here. We're just going to make this darker. We want it to stand out against the surface. And probably when I'm all said and done, I'm going to go back in and add some of that fluid acrylics red right over the top of it, so it's like wrapped around the edges there. Just adding the layers of color. And come back tomorrow, you can see how it turned out. Once it has, actually, it'll probably be more like Wednesday, because I think that I'm going to let this thing dry for 2 days before I come back to it. And we'll do something altogether. We'll do something different altogether tomorrow. I'll probably do watercolors tomorrow. I still got a lot of work to do on the foreground. As it looks now, it's starting to texture it out. I'm actually putting a lot more paint on it. And mix the green into it so it's darker. So it's Hawker's green and Zilron crimson. That's it's Hooker's green. Hooker's green, not Hawker's. It's Hooker's green. I wonder how they came up with Hooker's green. The person who made the color, did they like spend a lot of time with hookers or something like that? Maybe somebody out there knows why it's called Hooker's green. Actually, I did that backwards. No, actually not. Actually, I think that's right. I still haven't figured out the light yet. Mm. Three and a half hours. I'm approaching 4 hours. That's the longest time I've been on a live stream. Hmm. Yeah, this paint, there's so much paint on here. It's just so wet. I don't have much time left. Hmm. I'm gonna take this thing and move it right there. Okay. I'm gonna have to quit soon. I'm really getting tired. I haven't painted for this long in a row for a long time, not since I was doing Christmas cards. Just kind of grabbing different colors, mixing them down in there, and then when they'll dry optically together to form something wonderful. Let's take this whole thing up here. You ever think about painting? Well, this is the part that takes the patience. Mm-hmm. Get it to look like what somewhat real. It's not really real, but I'm not really going for super realism. I'm just going for real enough. For real enough. That's what we're going for. I think we'll come back on tomorrow night at if I come back on at 8 p.m. maybe we'll do it outdoors. 3.5 hours on. Okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna quit. Quit for the day. I want to thank everybody for joining me today as I didn't finish any paintings today. I was hoping I would finish a painting today. I got one that is closer to being done. I started one painting. I started one. And let's just go pick this thing up. I think maybe I'll just, for the last few minutes here, we will, I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to turn the camera like that. Over here. And okay. So what we did today, we started working on a box. This is a box for a deck of Oracle cards. That's one of the things I started working on. I'm supposed to have it done in like April. Now that's April, that's May, June, July. 3 months. I've been working on it for 3 months. I haven't got it done. Then I have another video that I wanted to do after I finished that. And so what we did today, we started working on this. We did the color blockings on this painting here. This is just, we blocked the colors in, and we did as much on it as we can. Just sort of the foreground. In its end result, it's going to look something like this. This is what it's going to look like eventually, something similar to this. This is the template. And so this is just the base coat of the color blocking of the colors in. I did a few more layers on this painting here. So I kind of worked on the tree on the side and a little bit of the leaf and branch work. Then it has some foreground work. And that's that there'll be some foreground work, more maybe like some grasses or something like that in the front. That'll be like the finishing touches. I was hoping I would finish one painting today, but I didn't. And then it was this one. And then this one that we're working on. This started with a red underpainting. And we started this one yesterday, and maybe we'll finish it tomorrow, but probably not. Let the paints dry, and so we can look at it. We got that tree, the bark. It kind of looks, like it could be real, maybe. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we started, just working on 4 different things. We've been on for 3.5 hours. I had a little accident and spilled some water on my craft table. Some of my tarot cards got wet. But I think those are the waterproof kind. Dang. That was a brand new deck too. Get your cards wet when it's a damn brand new deck. It got some of my other paintings wet too. So yeah, I guess my tarot cards are okay. So this was my new latest deck of tarot cards, and this is an older one, but they came out of the box bowed, which was very disappointing. I'm going to put those back over there. But here's some of my other art that I did in the spring, winter, spring. This is some tarot art. Kind of like that. The world is hollow and I touch the sky. Inspired by Star Trek. This is another one. It got wet, but luckily I had my hair dryer and I can dry it off because this is watercolor. Watercolors don't behave well when they get wet. Then some other watercolors that got wet. And this of course is a practice painting, and then this is another version of that other painting. I probably will come back to this. I should probably try this one as like an acrylic. I think I will. I think I'll try that. Try this one here as an acrylic. I have another underpainting that we can use. Another red underpaint. I think that I might do that. I think that would be cool. But I'm kind of yeah. Digital art forms. Thank you, Mama Sushi. You're probably not here anymore, but that's okay. It's been a long day. You got a lot of stuff going on. And anyways, that's all I got for today. I'll be back tomorrow with some more of the same. I think I'm going to start a little bit later. I started this one at 7:30. And so it's like almost 11 o'clock now. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. And so we'll only be on for like maybe 90 minutes tomorrow because I'm doing I'm streaming on my other channel. Oh crap, I gotta clean these brushes before I ruin them. Anyways, alright, thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting me, for pushing the like button, the sub button, and just sort of hanging out there in ether space. So we'll see you tomorrow. 8 p.m. I think that's about the right time. Yeah. I might start that other underpainting. I don't know. You guys want to see new things, don't you? And maybe I won't. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Why don't we just say that? I'll figure it out tomorrow. What I will do, I will probably, if I can do an outdoor painting, it all depends on. It depends on something anyway. All right. Bye-bye and good night. Thank you very much.